everyone, welcome to the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. Well, as promised, we've got this lady back, Marion. And she's going to be busy because she's with us in October for the demonstration morning. Yeah. So please make sure you give the thumbs up, say hellos, and welcome her back in the kitchen. So she's got a fabulous tutorial for you. Now, before we start, we have a new person on the camera, and I've got Maria in the kitchen as well. So just before we start, I just want to make sure you can hear us. Give us a wave, because you did take it off mute, didn't you, Karen?
I'm hoping so.
Yes, you did.
Maria, that is off mute, isn't it? Yeah,
right, come around here, Karen. Karen's going solo tonight. So we can't have Laura in the kitchen. Maria, God bless her, she's been on holiday. She's not even meant to be here tonight. But and then it got all, but then she offered to come in. Then it got all panicky because she was on holiday with Thomas Cook Holidays, so she wasn't sure whether she was going to get home. But she's here, she's back in the kitchen. Yeah. And then we've got Karen here, who has no idea what she's doing on camera. So, and she's got to do Laura's spiel, so we are going to be in for a laugh tonight, okay? So you'll see Maria popping around in a minute doing all her usual antics, but at the moment you can't see her because she's setting up, saying hello to the YouTubers. Are we on YouTube?
We are trying, we are on the way.
So hopefully we might get through to YouTube. And while Maria was away this week, I didn't know how to set up for Monday's live with Valerie and Christina to go direct to YouTube. So that hasn't been uploaded to YouTube yet, but Maria's home and she'll do it tomorrow. Yay! Are we on YouTube?
No.
No, we're not.
He's sending the information. We will be soon.
Yeah. Okay, we will be soon. So I'm going to send Karen back to the cameras, and then she'll do some little shout outs first. So as I said, we've got Marion in the kitchen today, and Marion...
Mine is loose on top.
Oh. She's going to show you how to make these Cyclamen. I love these. Cyclamen. I'm going to show you how to make these. I love these plants. Now these plants you've got to be delicate with, because if you overwater them, you kill them. Karen, we get off your phone. So, told you it was going to be a fun night, didn't I? Karen's looking to read comments on her phone. Forgot that she got the volume on. So we've got this. I've got to be very gentle with it because it's a bit loose. So, oops. So can we turn that off, Karen? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying out.
Okay. And what's this one? Pansies.
Yeah.
I'm going to show you how to make these tonight. And what else are you showing? Just these two? And take it nice and slow.
All sorts of different flowers using the same set. So
we're going to
get a few cutters out the same set.
Yeah, it's going to get a few cutters out. So Karen, are you back in control of the situation?
Yes, but let's forget about my phone for the moment.
Yeah, pretty good. So, anyhow, so before we start anything, we're going to let Karen have a go at the spiel.
And thank you, Laura, if you're watching, because she's done me a nice little spiel and some nice little pointers. And evening, everybody. Thanks for joining us at the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen for our Facebook Live. Please pop a comment on to say hi and introduce yourself. We're really a very friendly bunch, and we're here to help each other and to learn new things. If you've got any questions related to tonight's live, please post them, but be aware that the feed does move rather fast, and if we do miss them, we'll answer anything we can tomorrow for you. If you can't stay with us for the full live, or you're missing any bits, don't worry. The live will be available on Facebook once we've finished. It's pinned to the top of the page, and we also transfer it over to YouTube later on in the week. If you see Maria in the kitchen, as Carol said, hovering behind Marion, she's here to capture footage to turn it into the fantastic 1-minute videos that are visible on YouTube later this week. Now, if you are interested in purchasing any of the items you see us use tonight, please head over to our website, sugarandcrumbs.co.uk. You can search by brand using the search bar, or head to Facebook Live Must Have section, where we have everything put into one place for you. For everyone who is new to our sessions, please note what happens in the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen stays in the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. If you see us touch our hair, our nails, it doesn't matter, because nothing is for sale.
Nothing's for public consumption
Or for sale. It all stays in the kitchen, so please don't worry about it. Our main aim is for you to watch, enjoy and learn something new. Thank you.
Well done, Karen. Was that your telephone voice?
Absolutely.
She did put on that Mancunian accent in work today, eh? Go on, get that broad Mancunian accent that you normally have.
I can't.
Oh, posh telephone voice. Anyhow, so I don't know how the comments are going because we had to get Karen's phone sorted out, but I'm going to go over and sit over there in a minute. So I'll be helping Karen jog out some comments. But Karen is just going to do all the camera actions tonight. Like, get used to the camera. Hope she gets all the best bits. Yeah?
Please bear with me.
A few things that I do need to tell you. Karen Davies moulds, they were released on Monday. You've got yours, haven't you?
I have, yeah.
So they are absolutely amazing. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
Now, she has called them cookie moulds. So I just want to clear up one thing because we've had a few telephone calls this week. Can they be used for sugar paste? And we were a bit confused by that because we thought, well, yeah, of course they can. So, but because they were called cookie mould, they thought you could only use them for cookies. So no, of course you can use them for sugar paste. So there's 5 new moulds, okay? Which camera can I go on? This one?
You can.
Right, okay, let me just put them there. So, this one is, which one's this one? This one is the gingerbread cookie mould.
You're upside down.
Oh, are we on here? We're going to go
That's
there.
better, like, yeah.
So this is the gingerbread cookie mould. Which way? This way?
No, that way a bit. The other way.
This way?
No, the other way.
This way?
Yeah, perfect.
This is the gingerbread cookie mould. And then let me just show you the close picture. Can you see that? We on there?
Yeah.
And then you can use them for cookies.
Got a recipe as well.
Yeah, you get the recipe with it as well. Well done, Marion. Can tell you've been reading your instructions, can't we?
Yeah.
So that's that one. We've got the wedding cookie mould. Yeah? So again, you can make cookies with it, but you can also use them with the sugar paste. And Laura is using hers. Laura won't be at Cake and Bake next week because she's going to her brother's wedding and she is going to make some cookies as little things. I hope I haven't spoiled anybody's thing there, by the way. Not sure whether we should be telling anybody.
Surprise.
Spoiler alert.
She might not make them now.
Spoiler alert. Sorry. So that's there. Look at that. Isn't that fabulous? And we've got our eye on that big diamond ring. So we want somebody. What was we trying to do? Match Laura up at the weekend on Monday, weren't we? Find a bloke for her. So there you go. So
Great
that's
size,
that one.
aren't they?
Yeah. This one here is the knitwear cookie mould. Again, 4 sugar paste. Can you see this? Okay.
Yes.
4 sugar paste, so you get a glove, you get a jumper, a bobble hat, a mini glove, a little pom-pom thing, little snowflakes, little teddy bear, little duck. I didn't even notice them. Little button. It's like a little cable button, that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Did you notice that? I hadn't noticed that the other day.
No.
Yeah. So we've got that one. And I think you can see the picture there. Can you see that, Karen?
Yes.
Can you see that one?
Yes, absolutely.
Goody good. These are all on the website available. And then we've got the Christmas mould. Yeah. How cute are they? I love them. I love all of them.
Yeah.
And then the picture for that. So if you make it with sugar paste and cookies. Can you see that, Karen?
I can.
And then we've got the baby mould. Now we know why this was inspired, don't we?
Yeah, well, yes.
So Karen's daughter has had a baby girl. Only a few weeks ago, she's back to work 13 days. So Monday she was back in work. The baby was 13 days old. And so where are we up to now? Monday, 14, 15, 16 days old.
Yeah.
And Alice is back in work. So this is inspired by
I'm
Alice.
impressed.
So they're all inspired by Alice, I think they were, weren't they? How fabulous is that? And then, look, that's in sugar paste, that's in cookies. So, you can use it for whatever you want, okay? Now, we are working in collaboration, well, I don't really call it collaboration, but we're working with Cake Decoration and Sugarcraft magazine. I haven't got this month's episode, magazine, mine hasn't arrived in the post yet. Now the reason I didn't show you anything on Monday, and it was only afterwards I realised I should put it all on Facebook, but we have a centre spread, but not in this magazine. This is September's edition. So a lot of you that are already subscribed got your edition early, and then the rest of us, we're supposed to get ours today, but mine didn't arrive. But there's so many of you have got it, and we are ever so pleased to be able to have a double page spread. I can't get it right because if I carry on a centre page spread, it, you know, I'm not quite sure what magazine they think we're in.
What did go on?
So anyhow,
You missed October.
so what I wanted to tell you, because I actually gave you some information wrong, there's a special offer if you sign up for the magazine, and you can sign up via our website. So just go to shop, scroll down to Cake Decoration and Sugarcraft magazine, click through, it takes you to their website, and you can buy the next 5 issues, which is October, November, December, January, February, for £5.
Oh.
How brilliant is that? Fantastic offer. So I told you it was back issues, but it's not. It's the next 5 issues, and we're appearing in the next 3.
Oh.
I know. So, and if we're good, we might appear in more. So get buying them magazines. So, anyhow, so that's that. So make sure you go over to that link. Let me pop that over there. What else have I got? The drawer. Come on.
Oh.
So, Great British Bake Off. Da, 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 da. Wait a minute, you can't do it just yet. I have to tell them, they stop getting so excited. So, the Great British Bake Off, you know that we just entered this fun competition. It's in our community group, it's not on our page. So in our community group, it's just fun. Anybody can join in, and it's all 3 categories. I list them there. So last week was Dairy Week. So after Dairy Week, we put the comp on. We know we can't taste it. We don't really know what it's really like. All you've got to do is make something for each category or one category, and then you must put your name on in the front. All the rules are there. But anyhow, Dairy Week, and I will just say, so the signature is the first one. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 entries for signature. So off you go, Marion.
Right, okay. I can't get all there. Right. I've got 2 there.
Oh, well, you best pick one, won't you? Ooh, well done. So it's Elizabeth Frost. So for signature week, signature, Elizabeth Frost, you are the winner, okay?
No relative.
Oh yeah, never thought about that, yeah. And one of these sugar and crumbs bags will be going on the way to you. We have these specially made for us, and believe me, we keep them exclusive, so we don't sell them. So if you get one of these, you're very, very lucky. And Karen's going, I want one. She's in there going, I want one. And Marion said, oh, I like that. So nobody has these, so you win one of those. Okay, so that's sweet. That's for signature. Now, I love it, you guys. Technical.
How many?
1 lonely entry for technical. You're meant to be bakers, you lot. What are you supposed to be doing? You already picked the easy stuff. So for technical, I'll just shake it round for you, Marion. Do you want to pick one out? You know that one?
Oh, I won't pick up 2, will I? Right.
So, Victoria Turner Howe, and she'll be well chuffed because she enters every week. So Victoria, okay, so for technical, you win one of these as well, okay? So make sure you 2 ladies message in. What you need to do is go over to our website, go to contact, pop in there that you won the competition, Great British Bake Off, Dairy Week, signature, technical, whichever one you want, and then put your full name and address. Laura will get these out in the post to you. And then for showstopper, how many is there?
Too many to say.
I know. None. What are you not like? You are so bad. We did this last week. There was no showstopper. 1 for technical. Tell you all go for the easy stuff, don't you?
What's
so
that one?
That's just so I know which colour that is. A showstopper, it says. So I could remember which dish was which.
Good job. I wasn't reading it out.
Yeah, but I have a
This is a showstopper.
So I have a technical one there, and then the other one was for
Oh, right. Yeah.
signature, so I knew which bowl was which. So anyhow, congratulations to those two lovely ladies. Make sure you do that. And then I don't think there's anything else I need to tell you. I'm going to let Marion get on with the demo.
Right.
And I'm going to sit over there. You'll be pleased to know I've eaten tonight with Marion and Jerry.
Yes.
Jerry is her other half. And we are stuffed,
We are.
aren't we?
We are. Yeah.
So
Lovely.
I'll be over there doing questions. So,
Yeah.
Karen, you're on your own.
Thank you.
There you go.
Hi
And
to everyone.
I'm in. Yeah.
Hi to everyone joining us. If you've only just joined us, we're in the kitchen with Marion.
Are we good?
Everything tonight that Marion uses can be found on our Facebook must-have list that's available on our website. So I'll just pass you over to Marion. Any questions, and we'll try to answer them as we're going along.
Lovely.
Thank you.
That's great. Thank you. Right. The first thing I'm going to do, I know it says flowers, but I have been asked by a lady who actually watches all the sort of Monday nights, etc., about doing the large numbers, letters, etc. And so I'm going to do this 8. Only because, I know you saw it last time, and it was lovely on the cake, absolutely beautiful. But I just wanted to sort of say how I do them, and also you can actually emboss. Now, can you see that okay on there? Right. If you have a look on there, I've used some of the little embossers from the building block set. So the little chicken on there. So if it was for a baby, a 1, 2, 3, you can use any of those little figures on there. You can also use the roses, and you can emboss on there. That's from, I'm trying to think what that one's from, the Magnolia Rose set, I think. Can't remember. But anyway, so you could paint them. And also, this is one from the Magnolia Rose set. I've put some tiny ones out, and I've attached them around there. So that was from the LOVE, the Love set that we have. I just wanted to show you. You don't always just have to leave them plain. You can use some of our miniature cutters. And also, we've got the DIY set. So you have all the tiny tools on there, which I know they're fiddly to cut out, but they make great embossers. So you can emboss on the board, you can emboss on numbers like this. So it's for a gentleman or a lady who's doing to DIY. I'm personally not, but there you go. So you can emboss all the little tools onto your numbers. So if it was a 6-0 or something like that, 6-5, you can have them standing up on top of your cake. So to make it easy, what I do, I cut out one first. I'm going to use flour paste. Now, I use the Renshaw flour paste, but if you've got a flour paste that you are happy with, you like using, then obviously you're going to stick with that. I'm not saying change it, I'm just saying the ones that I use. Okay, so I've coloured some of the flour paste. Now, I tend to colour them with dust colours, but you can use paste colours, especially if you're going to use a large amount. But if it's just a small amount, the dust colours, they don't have the glycerol in, so they dry firmer. Okay, so I'm going to use a little Trex. Now, Trex is a vegetable shortening, and I'm just going to rub a little on the board there, and then roll out the paste.
So just to let you know, you will see Maria well up in personal, but you can't find her pogo stick to hold the camera with. So if you feel like she's very passionate today, Marion, you know why.
You've missed me.
I will.
And I've put you a cup of coffee there, Marion. Karen,
Oh, lovely, thank you.
never thought to ask you want a cup of coffee.
I'm too busy.
Okay, so I put a little, now when I roll the paste, with patchwork cutters, I never lift the paste up and down. I like it to stick to the board. Unlike when I'm going to be doing flowers later, I do use corn flour sometimes for that. But I put the Trex vegetable shortening on the board, roll out the paste nice and thin, don't lift it up and down so you've got a good contact with the board. Then you put a little of the Trex on there, the vegetable shortening. I just say Trex because that's the one I use. But any shortening, I'm getting bakeries and things. And I'm going to press around the outside edge like so. And I've pressed over the circles in there. So you give a little flip and peel that away. I have actually double bounced that because normally I like to work over the project, the piece I'm working on. but I've had strict instructions to stand back because last time I think you saw the back of my head most of the night and the boobs for the rest of the night. So anyway, so I'm standing well back. So you can just trim away anything like that should be there. But really, the whole point of patchwork cutters, you don't use a knife. You should just be able to trim it away. And then a cocktail stick just to pull that out. Now I lift that with a card. Oh, there it is. So just slide that underneath, loosen that off, and then pop that onto a sponge. And a sponge, the air can get underneath. It's no good trying to dry something on plastic. So you would leave it, or at that point you can emboss it, as I said before. You can emboss there, and then put it on your sponge to dry. Now I leave that to dry thoroughly, as I have done with this one. So then you would take your dried one. I don't know where that's been. So green dust somewhere. And I'm just going to use glue. And I'm going to show you how to make glue in a minute when I come to do the flowers. But just for now, I'm just going over that with glue. I quite often just use water because I think if you have two soft pieces of flower paste and you put them together, as soon as you rub water on, you're taking the sort of the surface off, so it makes it sticky and it makes its own glue. But because I'm using one piece dry and one piece soft, then I'm using the glue. Plus I've made it anyway for the flowers. Right, so I've given it a coating there, and then I'm going to pop that on top. Alright. Now because you have one that's dry and one that's soft, it's easy to do this. You can slide them together so that they fit exactly. Okay, move it around. Now if I was trying to stick two soft pieces together, they'd be flopping all over the place and it makes it life quite difficult. So just go around, tidy it up, give a little pinch, spend a little time on that. I'm just going to whiz along, but you get the idea. But because one is dry, you're okay, and that's going to be the front. So just check on that. Just have a Dresden tool or a small knife just to tidy it up, make sure you're pushing it all in like so. And then I just have a cocktail stick, and again you can stick that in a little glue, but there's really no need to. And I just push that between the layers like so, and leave that to dry again. And then when you come to put it on your cake, that will go into the cake, and that you can then attach it onto the top. Okay, but you need to just play around with it a bit longer than that. If you do see any of the cocktail sticks, I mean something like a number 7, which is quite straight, the cocktail stick just sits there. This is coming in at an angle, so you do have to be aware whereabouts that is going to go into the cake. And sometimes if you have got little flowers and things on there, then you can put a little flower. If you see some of the cocktail stick, you can put a little flower in front of it, or a little animal, one of the little animals I've embossed, use it as a cutter, cut out one, stick it over the cocktail stick, so that will hide it. But that's I just find that's the easiest, and makes it quite strong, and it's quick. And the letters are done exactly the same way.
There you go. I'm just going to give you that, Marion, to show them, because Marina used your
yes.
letters. And isn't that a nice way to decorate? You could do that with like 21 or
Absolutely.
80 or something like that, couldn't
Absolutely.
you?
Just the paste that I noticed was slightly thicker, so you do get the support lines showing on there.
Can you?
Which is fine.
Bring
which was just to you.
No, look at me. Look at me. If you look at me, it's in this camera here. That's better.
Okay.
Yeah.
So round the back, she's
Marina's
used
done it that way, yeah.
a piece of paste there. So if you didn't want that piece of paste showing, then you can use the two together, and then you don't see anything at the back at all.
So we do all the letters A to Z. They're all patchwork cutters, just to let you know that you could do that idea with the number that you've just done then, isn't
Absolutely,
it? Which is fantastic.
Yeah. And as I said before, you can emboss them, especially for the men with the little DIY tools. The man that comes in the DIY set, I use a lot because I change them into a fireman, a chef, a DIY man, obviously. Yeah, so that's a lovely idea. And I think she said she hangs them on here as well.
Yeah.
So I did watch.
I know you did. Yeah.
I was there. Right, so I'll just put that to one side. So I'll move those out of the way, and I'm going to begin with the flowers. So I'm going to start off with the cyclamen. Now, I said before I was going to show you about making the glue. Now, you can buy little pots of glue, and that's grand, because you don't really use a lot. So maybe, you know, making your own, you would end up with too much. I'm just looking for a little bag of burnt paste. But if you think you need quite a bit, but you can use a very small container, you know, just use a little cap of something, just a small container to measure the water. So then the ratio is 30 to 1. So in here I've got 30 teaspoons of water, which I've already measured. And so if you haven't used this, made your own before, this is Tylo powder, which you add to your sugar paste. So if you're going to do modelling, if you're going to
do that camera up there. Had you not spotted that camera?
No, there's cameras everywhere. I'm sure you get more. Every time I come, there's more camera. I don't know where to look. But I am looking at this one, aren't I? Yeah, that's okay.
So what should I do? When you want to talk,
show this one.
When you want to talk to her, look at Karen.
Yes.
And then, but when you want to
show anything, move across here. Right, okay. I'm still looking at you. Okay, so I have 30, go start again, rewind. 30 teaspoons of water, but as I say, if you only want a small amount, use a very small container.
How many teaspoons full of water?
30.
30?
30.
Right.
And
I thought that's what you said.
Yeah, the ratio is 1 to 30. So then you're going to get 1 teaspoon of your Tylo. So as I said, this is what you add to your sugar paste to firm it up if you're doing modelling. And what happens is it just goes lumpy like that. You can have a little mini whisk. I was going to bring mine, but the handle fell off, so I'll do it with a spoon. But that's fine. All you do now is leave that overnight.
Do you need to put cling film over it or anything like that?
You can do, yeah. I mean, I just put it to one side and leave it, but it's in the studio, so. But you can, and then it just clears.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, and it ends up like that. So that I'll leave that with you.
Fantastic.
Tomorrow,
yeah.
So it'll be as clear as that. Now, if you find it's a little bit stiff, you've added too much of the Tylo, then you can just now add a little water to get the consistency you want. But that's it. That's all it is. But as I say, if you only want a small amount, sometimes buying a lither pot is either, whatever you want to do with it. So if I put that down there.
Right, well, we've got a lovely audience tonight, so well done. We're just short of 250, so hopefully in a few minutes we will have built up. And we've just had Lynn Bond just come on. Oh, didn't know we was having a live tonight. What a nice surprise. It is Monday tonight, isn't it? Is it Monday?
Otherwise it's been a
it's
very long
Thursday.
week. It's
Thursday. Oh my God. And there I am thinking, Lynn, what day is it? It's Thursday, isn't it? Sorry, my fault. I don't know what day it is.
And your name's Carol.
What I will tell you is I've been working.
What am I doing?
I've been working in the warehouse all week. We Karen, we are knackered. So, but we've been there anyhow, and I don't even know what day it is anymore.
No,
It's Thursday.
Thursday. Right, Lynn. Sorry, my apologies.
Confusion reigns. Okay. So I'm just going to take a little piece of this, the big pink here. Oh no, I'll use some of that. I just want a pale pink to start off with the cyclamen flowers. So, just going to use a little bit of dust colour. But as I say, you can use paste colour if you want, but it has got glycerol in usually, and you'll end up with takes a little bit longer to dry. And sometimes you'll find that if the weather's cold or if it's humid, if you go on the opposite end of the scale, something that maybe has felt dry has gone soft again, and that's the glycerol that's in the paste colour. So using powder.
I think I've just got to find out which frigging day I'm on. I was convinced it was Monday.
I don't know, because it's been a very long week otherwise.
I thought we're not getting the reaction here. Wasn't quite sure what to say.
Everybody's looking at me all strange.
I know. Okay, so I'm just going to put that to one side. Just let that sort of settle down a little bit while I prepare.
Right, well, while you prepare, somebody's just asked a question.
Yeah.
So Capoon has just, it's not for you actually, it's for me. So Capoon has just asked, what are those packets at the back? Does she mean those Sprinklicious? Does she? I think she might mean them. Do you mean these Sprinklicious? Well, those at the back are Sugar and Crumbs. So Sprinklicious is a range that's owned by us, Sugar and Crumbs, and they are our own sprinkles, okay? So Maria's just going to pop a few there for you. They're on the website. They're not on the wish list because we didn't know you were going to spot them. But these are suitable for vegans, vegetarians. They're allergen-free. Which camera are you looking at?
I didn't know you did sprinkles. That's pretty good.
Which camera? It depends which camera you're using. If you're using the overhead.
The overhead.
No, the overhead. You should have them upside down.
They were upside down.
Are you on the overhead? Oh, it's so funny having a new person on the camera. She's on the wrong camera. If you do the top camera, it's the right way.
Right.
So these are our own sprinkles, okay? So they are suitable for all allergens, all diets. You can eat these, do not worry about them. So nuts and all that. The only thing is they're not diet free. You're still going to get fat when you scoff these. They are sugar.
They're lovely.
Oh, and Paul Holmes says they're fantastic. Quite a few people have won them, so we've been doing them. And Nikki King, Carol, you do make me laugh. Helen Mills. So she's just shouted out, so long as we remember to go to Cake and Bake next week. Yes, we're going to be at Cake and Bake next week. All of us, including Karen, Maria, we'll all be there shouting out hi. And do bring me something to remind me which day I am, because I'll have no friggin' idea next week.
On the big sign then saying Thursday, Friday, whatever it is. Right, so I'm using 24 gauge wire, and for the flowers, I've cut them in half. When I'm doing the leaves later on, I'll be cutting them into 3. Because they don't really need a long stem, but some of the cyclamen flowers are quite tall, so I've just cut them in half. And I'm using brown tape. Now, see what happens. This is quite an old brown tape, and it does lose a little of the stretch.
I've got to laugh at this. Claire Almquist has said, the fame of being a centrefold has blown your mind. You're never going to get that right, are you? Double page spread, centrefold.
Right.
I hope they just positioned my body in the right place, and I was on one side. I've actually not seen the magazine myself yet.
The boo bag.
Yeah. Can you imagine that boo by the way? Oh dear. Right, go on. Let's get back to it.
What? 2 bags of ice cream sugar?
Yeah.
Well, you can do a calendar for next year. Right, so what I've done, I've taped that. I'll do one of each. I'll tape that over all the way down, doing it now. Just leave a tiny bit of wire at the top there. So I'm going down, and I'm just going to go all the way down and then stop, a little way down again, and I'm just padding that out to make it slightly thicker. And then third time. So this is just padding the stem out so it doesn't look too skinny. Now the little bit that snapped off, stretch it. Always stretch your tape to release the gum, and then it'll wrap around nicely. So we go all the way down. Okay. Let's check that off there. Right, so for the flower, I'm going to take a little bit of the pink paste. Not too much. Small ball there. Now I'm going to hook the top, so that's the thin end. I've thickened this, but this is still quite thin. Make a little hook into the glue, and I'm just going to push that in and pinch around the base. I have got big fingers, sorry about that. Some people have got really dainty fingers, I haven't. I've got hands like a mole.
No, I'm the same as you. I can't do anything delicate.
No, I'm just awful. Right, and then I'm just going to take my bone tool, the large end of the bone tool, and just press and push that against the ball tool to thin around the top there, and then just secure it back on again. Hang on. I need to go like that. Okay, so pinch it back and then just leave that in there like that to dry. Okay, so I've got one that's already dried here, so let me show you that better. Alright, and then on the back of that I've rolled out some of the green paste.
Marion, can you just be slow and just show me? You know when you go right.
Right, okay.
Can you let them see it? And can you let Maria see it? Because you went, right, looks like that.
Right.
And it's gone.
Okay, right. So when you roll out, and I cut out calyx and I've glued it and put it on the back of there ready. So that's that bit done. So you'd make quite a few of those. And then for the little buds, just going to take a ball of paste again. I'll go for that bit as well. Ball of paste, taper it down. So then the top of that, just going to make a little hook. And pop that in the base again.
What's the thickest gauge wire? Is it the lower you go down in numbers is the thickest?
33 is like really thin.
Thin.
18
is the
22.
thickest.
You're getting really thicker.
Yeah. A lot of people have asked what the hoop was made with, and it's the thickest gauge wire. Barina just bent it, and the little bubble on the end is a little ball of sugar paste.
On what, this?
You know, on the hoop that Barina did your death
oh, yeah,
thing with.
Yeah.
Well, what it is, it's the thickest
wire.
Gauge wire.
Yeah.
And then on
Tape
the
it.
little, so she's done that,
Yeah.
taped it in white, and then she dusted it with the rose gold.
Yeah.
And then she put a little blob of white paste on the end and dusted that.
Yeah. It's nice, isn't it? You could do two, couldn't you, like a heart?
Yeah,
So,
exactly. Yeah, good idea.
Right. So I've got that on there, and I'm just going to, not cutting all the way through, but I'm just marking it like so, and then give it a bit of a twist, and then roll out some of the green paste. Normally you'd let that dry, but if you're in a rush, you don't have to. I'm actually going to use cornflower. Now, with patchwork, it tends to always be the Trex, which I'll explain a little bit more about later on some of the flowers I'm going to do, why I use that. So a little calyx cutter. This is just one I picked up along the way over the years. I'm not quite sure, probably a Tinker Tech, I'm not quite sure who. Don't know if you have any very tiny ones there.
Yeah, we have.
You have?
We've got them. We've actually got them in the Sugar Art Blossom sets.
Oh yeah.
So just let me ask, Sheila Heron, the tape that Marion is using is called Stemtex tape, and we do it in moss green, white and brown. It's actually on the wish list, the Facebook must-have wish list on our website.
Right, so I'm just going to put a little of the glue.
I've got a laugh here. Joe Book says, the minute when your husband shoves a pillowcase in your face. I was wondering what else she was going to say after that. But anyhow, he was only telling her it's inside out, so she's missed part of the demo. I thought, what's coming next?
She's brought too many gold boxes.
Okay, so I'm just put that round. So it's easier if you do leave the little bud to dry first before you put the calyx on, then it's not going to shoot out anyway. I've got one already here. Oh, I have. I should have put one on there as well, which I will do. Okay, so these also make nice little filler flowers if you ever.
Yeah, they're brilliant, aren't they?
Yeah.
The Blossom Sugar Art sets are fantastic. They've got loads of
Have they? Yeah.
Yeah, well, we saw the multi-sets, so you get loads of little cutters depending on which one. They're great.
Right. You see, I over the years, you collect things, don't you?
Yeah,
On your
and
travels.
you forget how you got them, don't you?
Yeah. Oh, where they're from and who made them and etc. etc. So, yeah, it's a very small calyx, about a centimetre across calyx cutter. So it's easier if you have that dry. And now I'm doing flowers here using patchwork cutters, so they're not botanically correct. You know, if you're going to really get into the botanically.
Can I just say,
correct.
Marion, it doesn't matter whether they're botanically correct. They're correct. They're actually beautiful.
Well, thank you, thank you.
Yeah.
Of course, I am
Beautiful.
sort of saying that they're not botanically correct. Like
I don't think our audience care. I think they'd be very happy if they could make one of these.
The Alan Dunn's, you know, he's fantastic.
Well, Alan Dunn isn't showing us, you is.
Okay. All right.
And that's why we've got you here, because
Okay.
we love having you here.
All right.
And everybody else loves having you
Okay.
here, and they want you here.
All right. Then. Thank you.
When Alan Dunn rings us
But
and
I'm just
says he
gonna
wants
say
to
as
show us
well-
one of his, he can.
And Margie Ellis, you see, Margie is one of our demonstrators. Can I just say now, our demonstration day, we have had 2 cancellations, so what we think. So those 2 places will be going online if anybody wants to join us. And it's myself, it's Karen doing her new moulds, the fabulous Leanne Tang doing models, and Margie Ellis.
And when's that?
Doing flowers.
What date's that?
Oh God, it's the 20th of November.
Some day in November. You don't remember your own demonstration morning? Demonstration day.
No, I'm here on the 12th of October.
You're right. So let me just tell you about Marion's demonstration days.
Yes,
They
please.
are fabulous. You've been to one, Maria, haven't you? They are fabulous. I've been to 2. Maria's been to 1, and if I've got time to get on another one, I certainly will. They're a great day out. You meet loads of people. You have demonstrations. Are we having lunch at this one?
Yeah. It's 2-course afternoon, 2-course hot buffet lunch, afternoon cakes and tea thing, and you get a goodie bag.
And how much
We
is
have
it?
4 demonstrations, £75.
£75, and it's an absolute bargain. It's a great day out. Plus, everybody who's demonstrating, you're able to buy their goodies while they're there as well, which is brilliant.
Yep.
So if you can get on one of those, they're on the Wirral, and go over to Patchwork Cutters demonstration. I think it's under tutorials, isn't it?
It's on, it's if you go down, it's a bit weird actually, because for the classic, you go on products, you go on the product thing, and then you scroll down to demonstrations, and you're able to book on there. Yeah.
Brilliant.
And all the coffee mornings sold out. That's actually sold out in 2 weeks, but we have had, unfortunately, a lady can't make it, so we have got her.
Right. So just to let you know that we do a demonstration morning where you can come over, watch a demonstration, and then do your shopping in our warehouse. Yeah. And Marion is hosting that demonstration over at Sugar and Crumbs on the 12th of October, but I don't know if there's any places left.
I'm not too sure because I'm in Spain.
Are you not there? You crafty so-and-so. You didn't tell me that, did you? God. Eh? Right, so anyhow, Karen's looking after herself in the sun while we're all working. Did you get that, Marion? Did you get that?
I did.
So, if you want to come to our demonstration morning, just pop online, go to classes and have a look there, see if there's any spaces available. And I've now got who's going to be in the November session. And the November session is Molly Robbins. So she's going to be there. She came into the warehouse and this lady came in, Molly was in there chatting away, and this lady came in and she just like, wow, it's Molly.
She melted, didn't she? She's melted.
Yeah, she melted. She didn't melt seeing me, she just melted seeing Molly. But anyhow. But Molly's going to be doing the November class. She's going to do a sitting down, a laying down, Christmas theme, snowman and Santa.
I'll be at that one.
I thought you might be.
Hang on, do you see my reindeer?
Marion, I love your demos, but when Carol's worked me so hard and the show, I'm going to have to go to Spain to recover.
Yeah.
I'll let you go.
Do you have an Xmas Mees?
So there is tickets available for the November one. So if you want to get on that, I would get on it quick. I'm almost sure we're sold out of October, but I'll just double check.
Very, very close to selling out in October, but November we've only got a couple of spaces left.
All right, okay then, good. And then talking of classes, I put some classes back up on the website. They're on Wednesdays, so if you want to book on them, please book on them. They're smaller classes and they are with me. So have a look at those. And sorry to stop you.
It's quite all right. I'm just stretching the pace with the heel of the bone tool there. So I'm just doing that. Yeah. Just making it a little bit longer. So this is the large Christmas rose, but I'm using it to make the
Margaret Ellis told me to tell you it's the 30th of November. She saved the day.
Thank you.
And while we've got Margaret Ellis, while we've got Margaret Ellis listening, we want to know when Margaret Ellis is going to get over to the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen. Margaret.
Come on, Margaret.
I've been asking her for ages.
Well.
Private message me, Margaret. See when you're coming over. We're only 45 minutes away.
You've got to. Absolutely brilliant, Chef. Right, I'm just gonna. I've just gone over that with a frilling stick, and I've just gone round like that. So, and you can just see slight texture.
Just do a
on
bit
there,
slower,
not much.
so Maria can get that.
Okay, and then I'm just going to flip it, and then with the large end of the bone tool, just gently softening around like so.
Maureen, don't worry about Anita, it's fine.
I'm going to put some glue inside there. Okay, and a little just around the top edge, like so. And then take the...
Right, Marion. So Pam, can I just ask you, is it Marion's demonstration morning at Sugar and Crumbs, or is it Marion's demo day on the Wirral? Please let me know.
Right, we've got...
Because Pam Hallam Wedley has said, can I book a place please on Marion's workshop? Just tried to book online but says full.
Yeah, that is our demonstration day, Pam. You need to ring me for that.
Yeah.
I think there's the 2 places, but if you ring me, and now that's for the demonstration day at Inglewood Manor. The one here is the
12th.
The 12th of October. That's a demonstration morning. Totally different, all new things I'll be doing. And on those mornings, I like to do a bit of a novelty cake, some flowers, a little model as well. So October will probably be geared up to Christmas, and I have got an idea there that will be really, really super. And then those who do come along, do they say a little bit extra at the end? I'm not quite sure.
You can do whatever you want.
Oh right,
Yeah.
okay. So those who
Yeah.
are coming will have a little treat at the end.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Just,
And we
just
give
for
you coffee and cake and stuff like that. But you have to bring your purse and go shopping after.
Yeah. Right, I've laid that over there, and I'm just going to, before it dries, just find the centre. And
I am only joking,
I'm
everybody.
just going to press round there. I haven't got it quite in the centre. Got sidetracked, but I'll blame Carol for that.
Which camera do you want?
And can you just go under the... Oh, that one there. That's it.
okay.
Yeah, thanks.
So, just bringing that back up there. Now, some of them have like a little brown thing and a stamen in there, but I don't bother myself personally with that. But while you've got hold of it on behind there, just grab the wire, and while the petals are soft, bend it, because you need to get that bend in the wire. It's much easier to do it now than later. And then you would put that into, I usually have a styrofoam, an old dummy, and stick it up, doesn't matter, I'm not going to use this one, but you stick it in and let that dry. So I've got a dried one here, so I'll show you that.
Oh, right,
Okay, so that's one that's dried, and that's going to be dusted later. Okay,
Fabulous,
so you can see
fabulous.
where that comes from on there. There's so many different, I mean, you can get an actual
She's going to ring you
cutter.
tomorrow.
But okay, Pam, that's great. So your name's on one. I think there's one left. Okay, so we've done the flower and we've done the buds. We're going to go on to the leaves, and then I'll dust everything. And for the leaves, I use the heart cutter. Now, I always go to my for the large ones. Just looking around for the cutters now.
So Jo Book says she can't find it. Jo, can you just confirm, is it Marion's demonstration day on the Wirral, or is Marion's demonstration morning at Sugar and Crumbs? If you tell me where you are, we can tell you where to look for it. You might have sold these 2 places in a minute.
I know.
We've got one sold to Pam.
Right, so I'm going to use the heart cutter. Hang on, I'm just looking for a cloth that might be thin. It's all green. I'm going to use, now when I was here last time and I was doing the sunflower and I had the leaves going up the side, I used the,
It's all right.
I used the centre of this one. This is not, it's a little bit too big for what I want. So the other one that you get in the set, I'm using this centre of this one. And also, if you've got a selection, this one's an FMM heart cutter. Again, you pick up things on your travels, so it's a variety of sizes. I'm going to just do these 2. Well, I'll do. And again, I'm going to take a piece of 24 gauge, but you can cut this into 3, not in half. in half for the taller flowers, but for the leaves, because they're quite low down, get rid of that. Leave that now. I'm just going to cut that in half, which I already have done.
Right, so Joe, the day one in the Wirral, tomorrow give Marion a ring in the office, okay? So if you want that one, give Marion a ring in the office, but I'd be quick. What time are you being work tomorrow morning, Marion?
Oh, actually, I'm not.
You're not in work tomorrow?
No, I am in the afternoon.
Right.
I'm getting ready for our coffee morning down on Saturday. So
Can they
I
book
am
with
in the
anybody
afternoon.
else in the morning?
No,
leave it with you.
I would leave it with me.
And what time will you be back?
I'll be in at about 1.
So if you ring after 1 o'clock,
Yeah.
ask for Marion then. So that's 2 of you there if you want that class.
Yeah.
Ring Marion and speak to her and she can sort that out for you.
Yeah, and it's always worth, I mean, for any other cancellations, we always put them on there anyway, so it's always worth having a look to see from time to time if we've had any others, but at the moment it's just the 2. And people, you never know until the end of the day. Right, so I've rolled this out, and I'm using, I've used corn flour actually for this bit, and I'm going to cut out this heart, so it's the centre heart on there. Just going to put that to one side for a minute. And I've cut the wire into 3, not into 2. I don't need it quite as long, as I said. Normally the tape doesn't split like that. It is only because it's an old tape. So I'm just going to go down like that. Right. Now I'm going to, on here, I'm going to use my...
You just move that
Dana. Am I being untidy?
No, just to make sure we see what you're doing. That
Okay.
heart
So
is
this
too
is my
far
own
down.
Bainer. This is a leaf from the garden, and I'll show you how to make these in a minute at the Bainers. So I'm just going to take a little piece of green tape. Now, because I've taped that wire all the way down, I'm not actually going to make a hook on it, because the tape itself is enough to hold the paste. So I'm just
That's nice. Paula Austin's just said, how lucky is she? She's coming down for both events. She's coming down to both events. Oh, she's coming to the 9th of November one and going to Marion Demos Day on the 30th.
Here. Oh,
Your
on the
30th one.
Oh,
yeah.
lovely. Yes, she is.
And then she's coming to Sugar and Crumbs on the 9th of November.
Oh, brilliant.
In fact, she was booked on the October one for you.
Yeah.
But I think they're going on holiday. Paula, isn't she? Is she on holiday as well? She had to cancel. She booked with some friends, didn't she? And then they've had to move.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm just putting that on the back there. And then what I'm going to do, I'm just going to move that a sec. I need it sort of slightly jagged. She's a lovely flower maker, Paula.
Oh, she makes beautiful flowers.
Yeah, she does. Right, so now I'm just going round. Now this is the flat part of the Dresden tool. Yeah? And I'm just squashing that out.
Can we zoom in?
I think you see that. Very
So
clearly.
we're just going to zoom in. See if we can see it. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That's good.
Just move it round.
So we have got Laura joined us at home. So she's where's she been, Laura? Anyhow, why hasn't she
Zumba.
not- Zumba, yeah. So obviously Laura's come back from Zumba, and so just in case you see, Laura's putting comments on. She's actually adding links for things.
Thank you,
So
Laura.
thank you very much, Laura.
Right, so I'm just trying to remember now which way around that goes. So that's fitting on there, point and thingy on there, and then this top piece here, which goes
Just
on there.
blurring a
Doesn't
little bit.
quite fit across, but it's okay.
Just take it down a little
You
bit.
don't really have to. Okay, I've done it the wrong way, haven't
So you have to come down.
I? I'm just turning that over because I've just got completely confused with the top and the bottom. That's it.
Karen's having great fun with these cameras. She's trying to get used to which camera's which. You're going at speed, Marion. She's chasing you around the kitchen.
Sorry.
She's trying to chase you around the kitchen. She needs to keep you centre. She's zooming in. She's coming out.
Sorry, tell me to slow down. So I'm working on the back of it. And you notice then I did get a bit, and I did it the wrong way around. So just peel it off, turn it over, and redo it because this is the back. And you just see that sausage
Looks
paste
beautiful.
I put on there. So now where I made all the edge jagged, I'm on the back of that now, and I'm just softening around there.
It's very lifelike.
Yeah.
Like that.
Fabulous.
Okay. And then turn it forward. Oh yeah. And just then on the inside of that. So you see the difference? I've gone on the outside edge just to soften it. And then I'm just going on the inside just to cup that. Did you catch that?
Mm.
Okay, so that when you turn it back over that way,
I did.
it goes, the edges curl a little bit. You can just give a little bit of pinch there.
Because I'm looking on the phone, I see it 30 seconds after Karen.
Right.
So I'm correcting Karen, but it's too late. She's already done it.
Right, okay. Interesting.
She's chicken around here.
So I'm putting that over the back of a paint palette.
Great
because
idea.
I just want those sort of that sort of shape. So you just leave that to dry. And as I say, make a variety of sizes. You can see by the one over here, there's just lots and lots of different sizes on there. That's quite pale, that one. Anyway. Right, so when they're dry, I've got the leaves, and I'm going to colour them. So I'm using my dry one there. And that's my fresh one. That's my dry one. Okay. Now you'll notice on there, I haven't actually put
Which camera are you showing?
That's better, thank
Well,
you.
Yeah, there.
I'm trying.
Maria will crawl over you, Marion.
I know. Okay.
So,
okay. So I've missed putting a calyx on the back of that little cup, if you like to call it a cup. So what you can do is, if that happens, you can mix a little bit of alcohol with some green dust colour. I haven't got a dark green here.
do you want me to get your dark green now?
No, I've got one in here. So that's where I put things last time and I forgot to take them home with me.
Yes, you did.
So.
Did you get them? We
I
posted
did.
them out to
Thank you
you.
so much.
I know you said save them for when you come
Yeah.
here this time, but I just knew we would forget again.
Oh, right. Okay, so you can just mix a little bit of alcohol and just get your brush in there if it's important to you that you have calyx on there. Ooh, get it on the petal as well, but preferably don't forget. Alright, so then I'm going to dust with pink colour, and I'm going to go for quite, this is a peony rose. I'll go over this time. So I'm going from the base
Are we under the camera for you?
Yeah.
Can you see it?
No,
Speak up if you can't
no,
see
I can
it.
see her, she's okay.
Right.
And she keeps moving around so I can see the paint going on it then.
Yeah.
So just take your time.
Because Karen's new to the cameras, she has to not be shy and telling you.
Yeah.
Look how it's coming to life now.
Yeah.
So what colour are you using there? Is that
I mean,
raspberry?
it's a peony rose.
Peony rose, right.
Yeah.
So this is, the peony rose colour is a beautiful colour.
Yeah.
And jazzberry is a beautiful colour as well. There's another red one. Is it bubblegum that they use?
Oh, right.
But this is the peony rose from Ed-Able Art. So
Yeah.
not edible,
Yeah.
Ed-Able. Now the
Yeah.
Ed-Able Art range have some non-edible colours. So if you've got any with a black top,
Like
they're
this
the
one?
non-edible.
Yeah.
Yeah. But the others are fine,
And
apart from 5 golds.
as soon as
Can you
you
just
put,
go under the camera?
yeah, as soon as you put the wire into it, it's a non-edible item anyway.
Yes, excellent.
So that's why I'm okay using
Yeah.
the black lidded
Yeah.
ones. So perfect for your craft things. Now I have made a little bit of a mess here, haven't I, with the painting that green calyx. So just ignore that bit. on there.
Margaret Ellis said, did you miss making the petals out? You made the petals earlier, didn't you?
The petals was it's with the large Christmas
Yeah.
rose.
Margaret, you missed them. We didn't.
No. The camera was on it.
The camera was on it.
Yeah, so it was just cut that out, lengthen each one with your bone tool. So you're just lengthening, and then I went over with the texture tool, the filling stick, soften the edge, and then I've held it over the cup. So I've glued the cup and held it over. So as I push down there, then all the petals just fall into place. So I've got that one. Now, the leaf is quite interesting, and this is one that's dried here. I don't actually go over with a darker green. I would just colour the paste. Oh, I haven't put that away. Yeah, I would just use a darker green paste if you wanted to. But what I do is, they have this sort of funny markings on there, and I like to use a pine. Oh, I'll put one out. A pine green colour, and you know you get those paint brushes that have splayed out and they're absolutely rubbish, and you think, what can I do with that? There's mine there. So it's a sort of a bashed ended one. So
you bash it a bit more.
I bash it a bit more because I want it to splay out. So all you do then.
So you need a bash end brush.
Yeah. is that. Okay, so they have that sort of weird marking, and then water. You know that coffee that you make.
Should I go and get some water, Marion?
It's okay. The coffee did fine, right? So I'm just going to paint in some of the. So down the centre with a fine brush. My head in the way now. And then just follow your.
So everything Marion is using tonight can be found on the Facebook Live must-have list, which is available on the website on www.sugarandcrumbs.co.uk.
And then I'm going to. That will dry off very quickly. Thank you so much. I'll put it there because I'm a bit clumsy. Right.
Are you drinking that coffee after?
And then, yeah. And then I'm going to just dust the back in a burgundy. Now this is my burgundy, that's a bit bright, that pink.
The small bottle is Rejuvenator. Okay, we sell it in 2 sizes, and what it is so that you can water down your colours and make it into a little liquid, a paint. Yeah. So then you can use. We do the small size, or you can use dipping solution, or you can use vodka if you like. Really up to you.
Dries really quickly. Now the reason why it does have this sort of burgundy look to the back of the leaves, but if you go from the outside edge in, then you just get this hint of burgundy around the edge of the leaf.
I have to say it's beautiful.
If you try to do it that way, you would get too much colour. So if you're doing that around the outside edge, you will just get this hint, and then you can. To put it in the arrangement, just bend it like that and cut it a little bit shorter, and then that can go in the arrangement.
Just to give you a clue where you should be, see where that cutter is, right in front of you there?
Yeah.
There.
Okay. Right.
That's beautiful.
I'll just do that.
Do you want to show them above the
just,
camera so they can see
just,
exactly what you've made there? Because that's absolutely beautiful.
Okay, it's just round the outside edge, catching that little bit of burgundy.
Yeah.
And then that's like so. Maybe a fine line on that.
Yes.
But then that can be. Do you want me to bring this down?
Yes.
Yes,
Right, okay.
I can't see any of that.
So, a
So
question.
you can see the leaves in there now. So you can see by the arrangement I've used large and small leaves just to get loads of them in
Right.
there.
Can you just answer a question? Because a few people are confused.
Okay.
So, you know there's the flower.
Yeah.
How do you dry it so that the flowers come back? So that's what they want to know. So when
Right. So where's the one I made before?
Because
What's
she's
it
saying, I
called?
don't understand how we can dry
Okay.
the flower, the petals falling backwards, if we bend the wire forwards.
Right.
So
I
just,
bend.
just do it slowly.
Okay.
Which camera are we on?
Right. So this is how I did it. So that's the flower. Should I do that one again?
If you've got
people
time, yeah.
Well, this has got the dried cones, so it's no good. You know, if I've gone too quick or you need to just see it again. That's why it's here, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, tonight's live, we're going to be making 2 flowers. So we may go over time because what we want to do is, what I've asked Marion to do is to go slowly. Not that Marion can ever go slowly. She flies through them. So we're just going to slow the pace down and show you how to make the flower again.
It doesn't take that long, and that's probably why.
Marion's going to tell you how to stand it to dry it.
Did you have that dummy that you said before and you said I didn't need it because I've done something else? Right, so you take your pink paste. Right.
Sorry, and there's a dummy for you there on it.
Okay, right, so I'm leaving it slightly thicker than I would if I was just going to make the Christmas flowers. So roll out your paste and then cut out. So this is the Christmas rose cutter.
Are we in the camera?
Absolutely.
We're definitely in the camera, yeah?
Definitely in the camera, right in the centre.
Okay.
Great.
So tell me if I need to move, because with so many cameras I don't quite know. I can't always remember where.
Just stay
I
where
can't
you are
always
there.
remember whether it's Monday or Thursday.
Now, boom.
Right.
Last time she's getting a tea here.
I won't be coming back. I might see you in October. Right, so I've got that on there. And what I'm going to do now, I need to make these petals longer. So I'm using the heel of the bone tool and I'm just pressing. So it's the flat part there. I'm just pressing that out. Okay, you see the difference. The ones I've stretched. So it's just making those a little bit longer.
And Hina says she is so pleased that you're doing it again for her.
Yeah.
And to be fair, I think lots of the ladies are. Please make sure you give these thumbs up. Marion's doing this again just for you. Nikki King says, I will always stay to the end as I learn so much from watching these Facebook Lives.
Oh, isn't that nice?
That's lovely.
That's nice. Right, so keeping the point always towards the centre of the flower. And I'm rotating that round. Okay? So always... Is everyone clear on that?
Yeah.
I'm not making it too deep. It's just a light grooving. But this is the gem sort of texture stick, if you like. Then I'm going to turn that over because if I soften the edge on that side, you'd see the smoothness. It would make a little bit of a groove. So I'm just softening the edge now. And to soften the edge, you're half on and half off the paste. Unlike the leaf before, you know, when I said I'm just going to bring it in a bit and it cooked it. So this is half on and half off. Yeah? Turn it back to the right side. Now I'm going to take this dried cone that I've just removed that flower from, so it's not 100%. But just clear the brush. And now I'm using the glue and I'm going in the centre. It does look a little bit messy, but only because I've removed that other flower. And then a little bit, about halfway down that cup, yeah, just to catch the paste. Right, now take the flower and drop it on top. Now you be careful because the edge of that cup is you thinned it out so it's quite sharp. So just place that on top and then get the bone tool. And I'm holding it behind like that with the thumb and 2 fingers. So just press that in. Again, I've missed the centre. Just make sure you get the centre there. Press that in like that. And then just press it round. Just keep turning. Because they do have this, I'm sure there'll be a technical term for it, but I call it the sticky out bit.
When you finish doing that bit, can you just hold your hand still and just show it them?
Yeah.
So Maria says, thank you so much for sharing your talent. There are no cake classes where she lives and flowers are the one things that she got into the hobby for.
Right,
so,
okay. Now, so I've got it to that stage. Now I'm holding underneath here, I'm holding it really close. I don't know if you can see that. I'm holding it really close to the edge of that base. Okay? Now I'm going to just pull that wire around because you want it to hang down like that. Yeah? So I'm pulling that like that. Just bend that over so that when, to dry it, I can just grab that, push that in and leave it. Just go back to it every so often and just manoeuvre those around.
Yeah, because as it hardens, you can sort of move it a little bit, can't you?
Yeah, yeah. So it's actually now like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so when that's fully dry, you will take that out, straighten the stem, but you've got that hanging, that curve there. It's no good trying to do it now when the petals are dry because they'll just fly off.
Yeah.
So when do it at that sort of making stage, if you like. So you can get your fingers close to there, pull that round, and then just bend it. Look like a pipe.
Yeah.
Like a,
So has everybody got that? You've understood
all right
what Marion's done now.
And then as it starts to dry, you can just play around. You can actually, if you want to arrange the petals, overlap. So put the right over that one over that one, that one over that one. I mean, I just tend to let them just fall. Put that one over that one. They do have a bit of a twist to the petals. And as I say, I'm not the botanically correct person. I just wanted to look a little bit like a cyclamen.
I say they look a lot like a cyclamen. Don't you?
Absolutely.
I say clematis then. I say I'm getting totally confused now. Right, so then you would just leave that to dry, and they do all dry in different shapes then, which makes it a little bit more interesting. So if I bring that back.
So Marion's choice of flower paste tonight is Renshaw.
Yeah.
That's what Marion uses all the time.
Yeah.
Squires is good. It's entirely up to you, but Marion
What
is a
is
Renshaw girl. That's what
Yeah.
she likes. That's what she's used to.
Can you bring that one into that
There you
centre
go.
camera
So
here
what
so
I-
they can see the side?
Which one, what?
Into this one so they can see the side of it. No, you whole cake.
Okay.
That's better like that. So
Yeah.
they can
Okay,
see it. Yeah,
now-
that's brilliant.
So for the base of this, just a lump of sugar paste or a flour. It isn't really firm enough. When you start sticking lots of things in, it's like so many perforations. It's like dot to dot, and it tends to split. So what I've actually done, I've got a little piece of the florist foam,
Yeah.
whatever you call it, and I've covered it with green sugar paste
that's a good
underneath
idea.
as well. And then I've just hit it all over with my pot brush. Somebody's going to say what's a pot brush, hang on. I've got one here somewhere.
That's a good idea, isn't it?
Yeah, but as long as you put it underneath, it can then sit on the cake. You haven't got the flour, the foamy stuff coming in contact with the icing. But that's my pot brush. So I just stipple all over, and then I get a wash of dark green and just go over it. So if you have a look down inside there now, you can see the sugar paste, but it doesn't look out of place. The fact that you can see it, there aren't leaves covering every tiny bit.
Yeah.
It doesn't look odd. So I will just then try and fit that in there. You'll hear a crunch, and that's not the petals breaking, hopefully it's going into the... Yeah.
Maria said, could you dry it on an egg carton, or will that deform the flower? I think it needs to be hanging,
It needs to be hanging down. An egg carton, I'm going to dry some on an egg carton in a minute actually, and they're going to be upside down on there, but it wouldn't actually work for that. It just needs to free fall, if you like, that sort of
It needs to free fall.
The pipe shape, that pipe shape.
It needs to free fall, and as it's drying, just gently tweak them a bit.
Yeah.
You can't tweak them until they start to dry.
Yeah, that's right. After about 10 minutes, you can go back. You can go back and start to tweak.
That looks fabulous.
Okay, so I'll put that one there. And on here, I mean, I brought this. I thought, what can I display it on? And this was just, I did this on your show ages ago now, and it's just pleated foil. So you ice your cake and press the foil into it to make the wood pattern. And it did have a top on it, so I just put a quick white top on there. And then you can sprinkle it with, now we've got this colour, magic colours here that you've unbaby. But I think this, for Christmas, you see, you tend to think poinsettias, holly, ivy and all the rest of it. But I just think that looks really sort of nice and Christmassy, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
And it definitely bling blings.
Yeah, magic colours, bling bling, snowflake.
Oh, yep.
Ooh.
So this is the silver snowflake there is by Bling Bling. By Bling Bling. It's by Magic Colours, and it's called Bling Bling Snowflake. That's what it's called. It's absolutely beautiful and it's edible.
And it's twinkly.
So Maureen Bailey said, "Is how many leaves are on the completed one?" Well, when you're using that cutter, there's 5, isn't there?
1, 2. Which on the completed?
Oh, on the leaves. Sorry,
yeah,
sorry.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, about 16.
16 leaves. Sorry, Maureen.
Which you can make well in advance.
As I
can't you,
don't
and
know
just
whether
keep
it's
them-
Monday or Thursday,
No.
I didn't know whether we were talking about petals or leaves.
No, you've got no chance. You got no chance.
It's been
Now,
a hard week.
the veiner that I've used there, and I did say I'd just quickly go over
Yeah,
that
you're going to show
because
them, aren't you?
it's equal amounts. Now it has to be dead on this, so if you're going to use a little teaspoon or something, but it doesn't take long to show you. Obviously, you're not going to do copies of anybody's work.
No.
The one I made was actually out of my garden, as was the primrose one.
Just show them what that's called. It's called silicone plastic.
It's silicone plastic.
Plastique.
Now, you would never copy anything. You know, I'm thinking of Karen's molds here because we're all going through murder at the moment.
Yeah, we are.
Copies, and so you'd never copy anything like that. Use your own. You know how I made those? I call them bag leaves, didn't I?
Yeah,
I make them in the bag and thing. I'm going to do some in a minute for the pansy. But I made a copy of that because it was mine. It was my own leaf, and so I've made a copy of the veiner for that.
But what you've said before is you can go and pick a leaf off the garden,
Absolutely.
can't you? And impress it onto this.
Yeah.
So this plastique we actually sell on our website. So it's in stock if you want to buy any.
So that's 78. So this has to be exactly the same. 76, 77.
Is there a
That's good
reason why you
guess,
picked
isn't
78, or was that just the first ball weighed that?
That was no. It's just anything, but it has to be the same.
Yeah.
That's going to go to 78, isn't it? Right. Okay. So you mix those two together. Put that back. Because when I'm walking to work in the morning and I'm passing the blackberries and I think, oh, you know, fantastic leaves. Just make a copy of, make a veiner.
So this silicone plastique, it comes with 2 parts. There's a white
White
part,
and
there's a
blue.
blue part, and when you mould them together, equal proportions of each.
Absolutely.
So you don't want 60 of one and 40 another.
Right.
Marion's just weighed out 78. That was a random amount, but because she picked 78 blue, she's got to have 78 white.
Yeah. Right, and so I haven't actually got a leaf. I'm going to go and pick one on your garden.
Do you want me to go and pick one?
Can I?
No, you
There's
were
something with
Marion,
nice
I'm on it,
vein.
I'm on it.
Thank you.
Give me a few moments.
Okay.
Oh, it's pouring down the rain.
Oh, well, a dry one if you can. Right, so make sure you've got 10 minutes work time now before it goes off. So make sure it's nicely mixed together, and then you may want to put it into a little pot or just press it out like that. Depends on the size of the leaf now. It's coming with
a massive
bit palm leaf. Hang on, I'll mix a bit more. So what I did, I can just explain, but right, I'm just rolling that out a little bit there. Right, so what I did for this one, I pressed the back of the leaf into that, and then you leave it for about an hour, and then you peel the leaf off, and you have that. Then I'm just going to rub a little bit of Trex. Just tell Cara it's okay, I've done it. Oh, right.
Sorry, you've got no shoes on. So
That's far too big.
Do you know
you
what?
said a leaf,
Do you
didn't
know
you?
what?
You'll show them. Show
You
them
know,
what.
show
them.
Hey, that's what she asked for a leaf, wasn't it?
No, hang on, do it again. There you go.
Just been out and picked that in the rain for you.
And look
Somebody,
at
you didn't say what size, did you?
look at the side of the plastic.
Right, okay.
Thankfully.
I told you. Even that's big, isn't it? Right, okay. So what I've done there, so pretend that hasn't set, and I
feet
put
is
that,
okay.
so it's the back of it there, like that, okay? Press that in, leave it then, just leave it on there for an hour. Peel that off, and it'll be like that. Then you take the other piece. I have rubbed a little bit of Trex on there. You could use oil, and just press that on.
How good's that?
And
You didn't need the leaf again.
And then you just no, thank you. That's all. And then you just leave that for.
How good's that? So do you make your first part and then when it's
dry, you've got to wait for it to dry. Remove the leaf.
But then in the meantime, you've made your second piece ready for going over the top.
Don't. In the meantime, no. You've got to wait the hour for that, and then mix more when that's dried. So what I've done there. So you just go now. Well, what I'll do, I'll just put that to one side, and then at the end, I'll just peel it off. It won't be a full hour, but you will get the idea of it. And that's what that one is. And then I've just trimmed round it a little bit so I can match it up when I come to emboss both sides, like that one there.
Oh God, I'm freezing.
Can you lift it up a bit here in front of the camera for them?
Okay,
Marion?
so I'm just going to put. Sorry.
Can you just lift the that one just up in front of the camera?
Yeah. So that's a premier one. So I pressed that one in first. That's actually the back of the leaf because you get the imprint of the veining. And then when that was dry, I got another piece. Always rub a little bit of oil or Trex or something on there, and then you put your other piece on top and press, and then leave it for an hour. And then you just take them apart.
Marvellous.
Okay? But always leave that first one to dry with the leaf on, and then take the leaf off, and you're good to go then for your reverse side. So I'm going to leave that to one side, but I must say again, they have to be your own leaves or whatever. Don't copy anybody else's. Apart from which, it would cost you a fortune in
legal fees.
Stuff.
Legal fees, yeah.
Well, legal fees, but I was thinking, I mean, Karen's moles, I mean, they're massive. And I don't know if she makes a profit on it, actually, because they're
silicone's just so expensive, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
And it's just so nasty when you see people making. Well, you know how I fought the designs. You fought them all your life with your colour. But you know how vocal I am about copying. I know. And we are, by the way, on that subject, we're now going to Cake International. And I am ever so excited. Anybody who's going on the Friday, I'm doing the demonstration on the pro area. You said that was a surprise, didn't you? What do you mean? I've got my own personal slot, ladies. Even Karen's surprised, she didn't know.
I am. So
International.
I'll be on the store. I won't be able to come in. I'll be certain.
Oh yeah, I don't know who's going to be there with me. Right, okay then.
Right. Yep. So here we are. Now this is the Briar Rose set. Have I shown you the Briar Rose on here before?
You have.
Yes, you have.
Have I? Right.
Yeah.
So you've got the leaves and you've got things, you know how to put them all together. So for those who maybe haven't seen it, when I cut out the petals, I put them onto my little medicine spoons, and that's why I like to roll these out on Trex, because they will stick on the spoon. If I put them on, if I roll out on corn flour and you try and put that on, they're going to be slipping about, whereas that, if you've rolled out on Trex, you can then just slide them off when they're dry.
Do you know what I've just had a thought? I wonder if that's where I went wrong with my cup and saucer. I did a cup and saucer once and I couldn't get the inside out of the cup, but I dusted it with corn flour.
Right.
And I bet if I dusted it with Trex, it would have slipped out, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it just catches, it stays
the
where
thing
you
is,
want
Marion, I was doing it live at the time. It was quite a performance. But Maria's already laughing. She hasn't got over it herself.
Traumatised. Were you traumatised?
I was traumatised. So, Paul, the blue stuff is called silicone plastic. It's on our website. It's in the What's New section.
Right, I'm looking for new white. Oh, there it is.
Yep, so going back to copies, okay, Cake International and I have had a little bit of a few tizzes, okay, because I'm very much opposed, and it's not their fault. They don't know what exhibitors are bringing what products. Anyhow, I've brought it to their attention for the last few years that there's a couple of certain exhibitors selling copy products. I think it's very unfair to sell copies. One, to the exhibitors whose genuine brand it is. Two, I think it's unfair to the consumer, okay? The consumer thinks they're buying a genuine product and they're not. So anyhow, after long conversations with Cake International, they are going to do everything within their power to make sure that there's no copy sellers there. They do know the company I'm talking about, and he won't be going selling nozzles anymore. He does sell lots of copies of everything, but I'm kicking off about mine. So on that basis, I'm going to Cake International. And just to let you know, I will be on the pro stage on Friday, and I think my time is 10:35 or something like that. I can't remember. 10:35, 10:45, and I'm on there for 45 minutes if I can stop talking.
So make that an hour then.
I'm saying nothing.
Well, the funny enough is the person after me is a question mark because they're probably still deciding if I need longer time.
Right, heel of the bone tool again. I might pop down. And
Oh, isn't that nice? Norma, I don't know how to say her surname, says the cup and saucer was the first thing that she watched from Sugar and Crumbs and she's been hooked ever since. Oh, that's
Oh.
lovely. I've never got over the cup and saucer.
Okay, so you can, just the same as before, I've gone over these, and these just make really nice little fillers to go in. You can put the centre veins in if you wish. You don't have to, you can leave it plain. I might have shown you these before as well. Again, flip it over. I'm just going to show you the pansy of lifetime in a minute. Okay, and so then that would go on a piece of grey sponge that I've got.
It's with your number 8 on it.
It's got what?
With your number 8 on.
It's got your number 8 on. Right in front of you, not. Right in front of you.
Thank you.
Number 8 on.
Okay. So I'm going to put it. Now you can put it inside.
What was that? Was that light black sponge?
Light black, yeah, light black. That was the silver, wasn't it? So then, and you get your light black. See,
We haven't
I'm
forgot.
normally all right. So when I come through those doors, the sort of. Anyway, you can get deeper. What do you call them? Pimples, dimples, whatever. So that when you hang those over, you get deeper flowers like these here. So when they're dry, you can brush them. Excuse me. With some white satin or ivory. Oh, that's the white. Hang on. I've got ivory somewhere.
What looking for? Ivory.
Ivory. Oh, ivory or white. I had some
Ivory or white what?
Dust colour.
Oh, it's over there, isn't it?
Where?
With all your dust on the right side near the coffee that you dip your brush in.
Oh, the ivory's there. Always there. Right. The one I'm drinking now, you mean? Okay, so I'm just going to dry dust over this.
Margaret says it's called dimple foam.
Dimple foam.
She's
That's it.
She's helping you out.
Thank you, Mom.
You get one of those moments.
She knows I've got a memory, not a very good memory. Dimple foam. I knew see, it sounded like pimple, didn't it? But I'm just going to put a little bit of, these look nice, just loads of them tumbling over. That was hygienically blown, by the way. And
Well,
then,
as we're not going to eat them, it doesn't matter, does it?
no, it doesn't. You can sort of put a few little dots on there if you wanted to. Maybe on that one. So it's oh. make plenty of spares. But you don't have to put dots on. And then I've softened some sugar paste. You can use royal icing or sugar paste. I'm going to get them here. And I'm just going to put some, now again you can put stamens in, but as soon as you put stamens in that, it's classed as non-edible. Cotton stamens, so you can just use those little balls. Oh, thank you. These are the PME ones, I can't remember.
Mm.
Just push those in. And just leave them to set. And I like pearls because, you know, for a wedding cake, they look so nice because there's usually pearls somewhere in a wedding, isn't there? And so that's all you need. And then attach them. You can do them in different colours, obviously. Put a little bit of lime green or something like that down the centre. Let me just show you that one. A little bit of lime in there. And here, and then I will go on to the pansy. So I would brush into the base there, and then a good splodge of that, and another load of pearls. But they're just nice fillers. If you've got roses, you just need something in the background, then Yeah, they're the ones. They just.
Can you just bring it up
Silly.
in front of this middle camera here? This one. Just bring it up.
Didn't even know that was a camera.
And we've been watching you from everywhere, Marion. Do you know how fast you are? You've got
That's
3
it.
cameras
Right,
there.
leave your hands there like that.
Have you seen
that's
that? You've got
lovely.
3 cameras, one there.
Yeah.
One above you,
Yeah,
one on the right, one here.
There, one there, one here.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got to try and catch you. Do you know how fast you whiz those hands around? We're dizzy like that.
Just the overhead camera was shining on the back.
Okay.
Oh, is it?
So I won't put the briar rose together because you've seen that before. But I'll do the pansy.
Hey, look at that. Molly's on after me. They must have confirmed Molly on. Liz Shipman just said Molly's on after you, Carol.
Molly will kick you off.
Oh, is she?
Yeah. So I'm on. There's somebody on before me. Then there's me. Then there's Molly.
Right. So in the set, you also get this little one here, which is nice for side designs, and you get this one as well. So when you put that out and that goes on top, you can put little balls of icing behind to raise them up. So you can place them around the cake. Or this is just sugar paste. You can see I put that out yesterday, but it's still soft. And you can just paint them in, and then put them on top of shortbread fingers. They're just very quick to jazz up an event like this Friday. Is it Friday? Is the Macmillan?
Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, tomorrow, yeah.
Yeah, because we're not Monday, we're Thursday. I've remembered.
Yeah. So you can just paint those with. Now I like to paint with the lustre colours on there. A bit more alcohol. But they are just nice as or little sponge cakes. You know, if you've got something like an angel cake, you've got all the nice the 3 colours, and just cut them into fingers.
Yes, I can
And
watch
then
Maria as well.
am I all right there? Who's chasing me around? And then this is one that I love, and it's called Frosted Leaf. It's one of my favourite greens. I'll use a better brush. So again, mix in your lid so that it evaporates away, you don't have any waste. And just get that in there. So the painting, I mean, most of our cutters you can use for embossing or cutting. If you're embossing and painting. Am I okay here? Or do you want me to move
you're
anywhere?
fine at the moment.
Okay. Let me just do different shades. Down there. Oh, I forgot what colour I was doing now.
Changing the camera so you can see it closer.
Yeah.
That's it.
I'm getting there.
Okay, and then a little gold. Got gold there. Let's get that gold there.
What's the oblong piece called again?
The what? Sorry.
What's that oblong piece called again?
Well,
The oblong bit that you've cut out there that you're painting now.
Yeah,
From what set's it from?
that's from the briar rose.
From the
whole-
briar
whole
rose.
thing.
Yeah, so the whole set, Jackie, everything that you're seeing now is in the briar rose set.
You get 3 rose leaves.
3 rose leaves.
3 size of rose petals. You get the frame and the little flower thing, and then this is the stamens for the centre of the flower. So you get all that in the
So
set.
everything is in the set.
So that's, I mean, they're just so quickly painted in. You can do different shades of green. You can do the stems brown, but as I say, just pop them on top of shortbread fingers or little sponge fingers, and just jazz them up.
Yeah, so just let remind you all guys, Marion started by doing a number 8. That wasn't really a demo for us. The lady specifically asked Marion could she show her how to do it. So if you've got the numbers or you've got the alphabet, Marion was just quickly showing you how to make that. But the demo tonight is on 2 flower sets. It's on the large Christmas rose set and the briar rose set, and she's showing you how to make the
Pansies now.
Cyclamen.
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 Yeah, cyclamen.
Or cyclamen. However you pronounce it.
Cyclamen and
Tomatoes and
so
tomatoes.
pardon?
No, it's all right.
And then she's going to make a pansy for you now.
I am still using the briar rose set.
Yeah.
So it's the 2 petals, it's these 2 petals here that I'm going to use. Okay. And I'll still go onto this purple here.
It's too long.
Right, so the little cornflower patch is there. You can buy the little cornflower pots, can't you? FMM do them.
Yeah, we sell them.
Do you? Yeah, this
Yeah.
isn't actually a nappy liner. I don't know if you can actually get these anymore. You don't have nappy liners now, do you?
No.
Okay, so roll out your paste.
No, not you, you're fine.
You're right.
I'm just laughing at you.
Hey?
Just laughing at you, don't worry.
What?
I'll tell you after. Just made me laugh.
You've got 1, 2, 3 of that size. I'm not going to go to the largest because that just makes it an absolutely enormous flower. That would be a prize winner at I was going to say Crufts.
Yeah.
That's the wrong show.
That's what I mean. That's what you just say something and then make me laugh. I just think, come on.
Right. There you go. So
Light black, this foam thing.
Pimpled.
pimple.
Pimpled instead of dimpled. She tells she's alright. She always tells me, I'm alright till I walk in here.
I know. I'm absolutely safe.
What was it you forgot before you come in, shall we say?
Oh, the centre of the orchids. I will try and fiddle one.
She's forgot the centre of her orchid. She was going to make you a moth orchid tonight, but she's forgot the centres.
Well, only because I have done it before, but you did say. Anyway,
I love that moth orchid.
I'm going to do. I'm just softening around a little bit around there, just to take that cut edge away. Not much. So, the 2 large ones here. Get the frilling stick there, and again following the point to the point of that stick. Just bring it round.
Gina was just saying that your cutters are absolutely brilliant for doing brushed embroidery, which they are, and you've done that here live as well, haven't you?
Yes.
I think, did you do it with the briar rose last time, the brushed embroidery?
The large Christmas rose.
Large Christmas rose, yeah.
Yeah.
Are you using the large Christmas rose tonight?
I've just used it.
Oh, sorry.
I'm not even going to say. I say nothing. I say nothing.
Marion shall watch it back tomorrow.
Yeah. You know that pink flower thing that's there that I did twice.
Sorry.
Right. I'm softening round.
Oh dear. Oh dear.
It's a kind
Come
of
like
week
once
that.
every 6 weeks.
Hey?
I only come about once every 6
Since
weeks.
we can't take any more.
No. I have to lie down in a dark room afterwards. Right. I'm going round here. Just leaving that one over there for now.
Lady's just asking, do we sell the cornflower things? Yes, we do. We do sell them. There they are.
Hang on, just right.
Called
look,
cornflower
yeah.
patches. Are they on the wish list? Have you put them in, Maria?
Oh,
Yep,
right.
on the wish list.
Yeah.
Every time you come, I give you one to use.
No, I mean, I usually use Trex, don't I? I don't use cornflower. Right. I'm going to find. Right. So the two of the largest. I cut out 3, but those 2 overlap. Right. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on there and overlap. There. That's the top of the pansy. These 2, I patterned and then softened. Turn them over, soften the edge. Always turn them over to soften. And they go opposite each other. But remember, this is actually a briar rose cutter, not really for a pansy. So those are the 2 opposites. Now this one, I'm going to use. See that hang on, let me move the calculator so you can see. Right. You see that's the pointed part, and I'm just going to take it down. So I cut it out like that, take it down, remove that bit a bit more. Yeah? And then I'm just going to push that pointy bit away there. So you've just got a nice little dip. Put it back on the sponge pad. And this one is quite wide. So I'm just going to go over. I think if you've got your bone tool, you can change the shape of any petal to make it longer, make it wider, as long as you're confident with your using your bone tool. Right, that's about right. And then again, I'm just going to point, and just really roll that, but keeping the point on the point of the petal. Turn it over. Depends how frilly you want this to be. Mine are quite flat really, and I was doing it for to go on cupcakes, so you can make them a little bit frillier if you want, or you can go back and just flick them up just to separate the petals. I missed doing that on the other ones. Right, turn it back. A little bit of glue there. That's the bottom one. See, that's the sort of the order that they come in. Obviously, they're in lots and lots of different shades. So you put that to dry. I've got one here. And I'll put it on a plastic bag. Don't get mucky. Bring that back. Oh, I haven't got a really sort of nice purple. I used to have an edible art one, but I don't know where it's gone. I couldn't find it. So I might just use some of this with some pink mixed in it. I'll take some of that. A bit more of that. So I'm going sort of a right. So again, I've got a kitchen roll here. You can wipe it on a bit of kitchen roll.
Got kitchen roll.
I couldn't find any before. We were looking.
I don't think I finished up looking. The thing is, I've had the Queen of Hearts in here this weekend.
I should have brought some. I
Yeah,
totally forgot. But it's oh, lovely, thank you.
Do you need any more?
No, that's perfect, thank you. So just bring that round.
When I had tutors in, I never know where anything is after. By bringing the colour from the outside edge in, you get like a softer look to it. But they come in fantastic colours, don't they? Pardon?
The pansies, they come in fantastic
colours.
colours.
Aren't they?
Yeah.
So don't forget, if you've missed anything at the beginning or you want to recap on what Marion's doing, you can catch it on the Facebook Live, which will be pinned to our website after the show.
I've pinned it already.
It's been pinned already.
And you can catch up on YouTube if you wish.
Right, so you need to just paint on the little face on there. Am I still okay here? You can still see,
No, carry on.
Take that down.
They look beautiful.
Okay.
It's so lifelike.
And then you're going to take a little, I'll put that to one side, a little yellow there, very small piece, go into a bowl, into a cone, and then just use the Dresden tool, pick that up, press it into the widest part, and then that can just go in.
Look how stunning that
That
looks.
looks like you've just picked it out of the garden.
Doesn't it?
So
Looks
it's
beautiful,
really
doesn't
good
it?
to dry down a bit. And then when it's dry, you can get some nice yellow. I'll use this gold, but normally when that's dried, when the black's dried, Right, now if that, I've got them here somewhere on the cupcake. Oh,
There is no behind you. You just missed it.
right. Ooh.
Looks beautiful,
Okay,
doesn't
so
it?
that's just on a cupcake, and this is a really old one.
Just
I
keep it slow under that camera. Are we right? Just hold it slow for a
I'm
second.
just going to put a bit more yellow on that. It's so old, it's fading, but it's a nice size for a cupcake, you know, for a
Beautiful.
summer, something like
Absolutely
that.
beautiful.
I'll do the leaves in a minute. But if you wanted to wire it, like I've done with this little arrangement here. Ooh. Yeah.
Yeah.
So because you need a little bit of height on that, again, you would let all that black part dry. Hopefully you don't get all the back covered and everything else. Just brush that clean. But you're not really going to see the back much anyway. But what I do is now you don't need long wires. I'm still going to use a 24. Those are quite short, quite low down. You could use green tape. I'll use brown for now. Oh, I've got green there. I'll use green. So stretch.
And if you want to know why Marion needs to stretch, it releases the glue.
It does.
Okay, so
Yeah.
she's not just stretching because she's being mean and trying to get the most out of
No.
a strip. It releases the glue so that you can seal it to the wire.
I can show you the difference. See that? So, can you see that close up there?
Yes,
or do you want me to
yes,
go to a different camera?
that's absolutely
Just
fine.
try not to shake your hand when you do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that is, if I put a piece next to it that's stretched, you'll see that looks like crepe paper. No, that's released the gum. I don't know if you'll be able to see the difference, but one is smooth.
Yeah, you
Yeah?
can. Yeah.
One's smooth and that one's still like crepe paper. So as soon as you do that, you release the gum. And so when you wire anything like this, you're rolling it so the warmth of your fingers releases the gum and it will stick. What you don't do is this, bandage wrap it. That's getting nowhere. That is, you can just so easily unwind that. So you have to roll it between your finger and thumb. Yeah, and as you come down, I mean, I hold it like this, other people hold it differently, but the effect will be the same. You're coming down at an angle as well. Don't just have it like that. Hold it so that it's coming down at an angle, and then you can work your way down. And so if you're going to wire something like this, I would put a ball of paste on the back. You're not really going to see much of this. I am going to put a hook there into the glue, into that ball of paste. Now, rather than press on the back of the flower, I'm just going to do that, normally on a hard surface, but I'm just pressing down. So can you see that's flat?
Mm.
So I'm going to put a little bit of glue on there.
So Dale, I'm not ignoring you. Just so you know, if you want the link for the scales, just message Georgie Godbold, because Georgie Godbold sells the scales. So if you message her, you find her on Messenger. So Georgie Godbold, message her and she'll sell you scales.
And remember, if you've ever seen Georgie, if you've never seen Georgie, remember that when you get the scales, they come with
Come in
a
a plastic
top on
lid on.
them.
I've been in Renshaw class and seen so many people do this. It's funny, isn't it?
I did it. I did exactly the same when I got mine. They come like that, right? That's really rotten, but that's how they come. And I put my paste on there. I put it on. That's fine. I put my paste on there. Nothing's happening.
I did that
Put
at
my paste on
Renshaw's
there.
You've done it.
I've done
Nothing's
it,
happening.
yeah.
And then I was at a demonstration that Georgie was doing. She said, "And no, don't forget, take the lid off your scales." And I thought, well, blow me down. Or words to that effect. I thought,
I've been to Renshaw and I've seen so many people do that in Georgie's class.
I don't believe
So
it.
contact Georgie Godbold for your mini scales.
Right, so I would leave that to dry. Okay. Now the back of it is like a little calyx again. So I'm getting a bit of a mess here. So I'm going to clear all this now.
Just make sure you're in front of the camera, because if you come nearer to
Okay,
you, you're
what I'll
away.
do,
So you need to be.
I need to cut it and then I'll put it on
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So
You're alright, you're in the centre.
Yeah, am I all right?
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
perfect there.
I just want to get rid of that as well because that ends up everywhere, doesn't it? Right, so roll out and then cut out slightly larger calyx. And I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on that. So you don't see the ball on the back. Not that you really see the back of it anyway.
No.
But that would then, when this is dry, that would go over and down, so you don't see the ball.
Fabulous.
Okay, so that would be like that. So when it's dried, it would go into your little arrangement like that. All right?
Can you bring your little arrangement on the wooden
I can.
plug in front of the camera?
Do you want me to do it now or when I've done the board?
Because it whizzed past the camera before, I don't think everybody saw it because it just it flew
It's Marion
past.
at full speed. Just hold it for a second, Marion.
That's brilliant, that, yeah. I just want to change camera angle as well. There
You
go.
are fast, you know. Do you know how fast you are? So, did you get it
I
then?
got them because I tried to change the camera before, but she's gone.
You see, that's down to bakery work, I think, because you do have to work quick in a bakery. Right, so the buds are always sort of lowish, and I thought I'm just going to quickly take that off. I'll do it with brown because that's what I've got to hand.
Yeah, we've got it.
Okay, and so this bit here, I'm just going to go into a ball, into the glue, stick that on, and then just flatten it, both sides like little wings, like that, and wrap one round. Okay, and then that would have like a little rosebud, but that would have a calyx coming around it as well. So if I lift that back, oh, I've got one in there. Fine. No. You can see there.
Right, just hold it while Karen gets the camera on.
Okay.
So that's the top. And if you just leave it there, can you see it from the other camera now?
Yeah.
Just hold it. Yeah. And then
Okay.
just turn it round slowly.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
really
it's
good.
just dusted and then a calyx on the back of it. So just make it a load of buds. Just it sort of disperses the thing as well. Right, and then I'm going to make the leaves. So you can go out to your garden and you can pick a leaf and make a little veiler. Or if you haven't got one,
I want to make one though.
Well,
I want to get some plastic and go.
Yeah.
I know you start
made
collecting
a garden
leaves, you
full of
do.
leaves.
And then you put them in a bag and you write on what they are and you think, oh yeah.
yeah.
Right, so I'm just going to go down. Don't go to too much of a point. They're not a pointy leaf. Piece of wire. Am I right for time?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're doing all right, Marion. So we're going to run slightly over time, but you all wanted flowers. She's back here, staying supporter, fantastic live. Do pop up those love hearts. If you don't know Marion, then I don't know how you don't know about her, because Marion owns Patchwork Cutters. Have you thought of all the designs of all your cutters, Marion? Have you done them all? Yeah.
Well,
Absolutely
my
fantastic.
son Neil has started doing them as well.
Has
So
he?
all the sort of silhouettes and things.
Yeah.
And the large silhouette is actually like the wedding ones.
Yeah.
And Susie.
Ah, fantastic.
Right, so I'm just pushing that in there. Just press that out a little bit. Now I'm going to put it onto a bag. I'll use that one.
And is this what we call your bag leaf?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just going to put that on there and just widen.
Did we catch that on the camera? Have you
press
moved
that
out of shot?
Sorry.
No, just
Just pressing that out a bit.
I've been shot.
Like that. Okay. But I'm actually going, I think I used, yes I did, that veiner that I made. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going to press that on there. And you can see that it's a rounded end. It's not a flat end. And then get your Dresden tool and just push every so often because they do have this little, I give it there. Okay, and then you can just put them. It'll be wider, narrower, but you can make your own veiner and do them, and then leave that to dry. And because there's no back on that, you haven't had a thing. Bend that over, and then they are just all pushed in again to a piece of the styro block covered in sugar paste. You're going to do that. Make sure, remember to put the sugar paste underneath if it's going directly onto a cake. But then you can see the little pattern that I've made on that, so that could fit in quite well into there. Now let me just go back now. That is, I'm finishing there, but I'm just going to go back to this one and see if I can remove this now.
Oh, would it not remove?
If it hasn't had the full hour, it needs to firm off first, really. But it is coming away. But do leave it for at least an hour. But there you go.
Oh wow! Look at that.
You've got both sides.
Very clever.
And then if you wanted to make sure that you are going to it's easy to put one on top of the other, you can just go around with your craft knife or a pair of scissors once that has set off. So that's what I've done there. Yeah, it's much easier then to place that on top. You can line that up with that. But if you've got a big piece like that, you're sort of working blind. So if you just cut that one down, you can see the outline there. So you just use scissors or a craft knife, cut it down. But do it after the hour, after the full hour. And then you've got that to do a lot of your veining with, or any of them. Okay.
Well, Karen's mum, Iris Shuttleworth, has just shouted out, fabulous demo, Marion, as always, and flowers are her favourites, which they are.
Lovely.
So, okay, well done. Didn't put my shoes back on. So, right, thank you. What a fabulous demo. So I'm just going to get these together just to show you again. So I'm just going to put that on there, because I'll put that at height. Let's get that there. That's right, let's stick it on there.
Oh, okay.
So we can just see that. So can you see that on those two cameras there?
No, you're better off. I can see it. No, if you come this way a bit, I can see it better. That's better, yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Are we okay? So what a fabulous demo. Isn't she fantastic? Oh. This is why we always mither her to get about. She always get messages and text messages of me, Marion, when are you coming back? When are you coming back? Yeah. So Sugar and Crumbs Facebook Lives have been going now 2 years, 8 months. Okay, and Marion was one of our first ladies who came over with Karen Davies and Barina. You were all there at the beginning, weren't you? Yeah. So, and Marion's been in the kitchen loads and loads of times. If you pop over to our YouTube channel, put in the search button on our channel, Marion Frost, and then you can see all the other fabulous demos that she's done. If you're on our community group, if you go into units, drop down, we have 1 minute live, we have 1 minute videos, which is what Maria makes, or we have the full lives in there. You can see them in there. I've not transferred them all over yet, but that's an easy way to find them. And we'll always try and get Marion back in the kitchen. So we've got her at the demonstration morning on the 12th of October. On the 30th of November, Marion's got 2 places, but I think they're gone. We've got 2 ladies have rang, 2 ladies have messaged and said they want them. But do look out for when Marion's doing demonstration days, because if you can ever get on one, they're an amazing day. When you normally do one in April, don't you?
Yeah, around about February, I think it was this year. But it's usually a spring one. Yeah.
But you do a morning, don't you?
We do lots of coffee mornings, 10 till 12.
And are you doing it at your unit now?
Yeah. They're all at our units on the Saturday. I've got one this Saturday morning. I'm just going back to prep for that now.
Yeah. So she does them at her unit as well. So go onto her website, which is Patchwork Cutters, go into products and then drop down and you find them there. Yeah. And also Marion is doing our demonstration morning for us on the 12th of October. Yeah. We've also then followed in with Molly Robbins on November. I will see you at Cake and Bake next week in London. So if you go into Cake and Bake next week, we are going to be there. That's Karen, Maria, myself. Laura won't be there because she's at her brother's wedding. We've got the rest of the showgirl teams, as I call them, which is Adele, Charlotte, John will be there, probably trying to Skype if he can do. John's always got to go and do some work on the computer. And then we will be back home again On the Monday, I forget who we've got coming in. So, next Monday, we're over at Karen Davies. Now, Karen Davies has moved places, and we're going to a brand new studio next Monday. And you've been, haven't you?
I have. It's fabulous.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
So the reason we're going over to Karen's is so that she can show you loads of cakes. She's going to show you how to use these moulds. She's going to make some cookies with our gingerbread flavoured icing sugar. And then the following Monday, after Cake and Bake...
Hilary Hurst.
No, she's the following week for a class. On the Monday, I can't think who's in. I'll have to have a look at my phone, sorry.
Okay.
Let's see who's in. We've got an action-packed October. When we're... Pardon?
Catalina?
No, I don't know. Find out.
That's the day we're coming off from the show, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It may well be, yeah, Catalina and Gail, that's who I've got penciled in. But anyhow, we have a whole load of things going on in October. We've got Amy Sweet Stamps in, we've got Danielle Critch in, we've got Amy Archibald in, we've got, who else have we got in? I don't know, friggin' knows. We've got you in at the demonstration morning. Yeah. October is going to be packed. When we go to the show next Friday, I am doing a tour around the show for you. So I'm going to start off at the opening, and then I'm going to walk you around the whole show, and I'm going to go to all our favourite stands, show you what everybody's doing, and they're all been prepared just to give you a little demo. And then we're actually going to do a little live with Sweet Stamps as well when we're there on the night time, not during the day. So you'll get to see the show during the day, and then at the night time we're going to come back about 5 o'clock and we're going to do a little live with Sweet Stamps. How cool is that? So you know what it is, Sugar and Crumbs. We want to teach you everything, and that's what we're doing for you. Yeah? So, are we done?
Yeah.
Should I stop talking?
Yeah.
Which coffee are you drinking? The one with the paintbrush in?
Yeah.
There was your water.
So just a quick recap. Everything you want to, if you want to buy anything that Marion has demonstrated tonight, you can find it on our Facebook must-have list, which is available on the website at www.sugarandcrumbs.co.uk. I hope you've had a lovely evening, and I'm sorry if the camera has moved too much for you.
It's Marion's fault, really your fault, was it, Karen? So just to let you know, Laura's not in the kitchen tonight because she doesn't do Thursdays, she goes to Zumba. So, and we are training Karen on how to do the cameras. Karen has come with her posh voice on. You'll know how she speaks at the show next week because she won't be able to keep it up all weekend, let me tell you. Her mother doesn't even recognise her, Iris. That is your Karen talking. So what we want to do is say a big thank you, Karen, a big thank you to you, Maria, and of course a big hug for you.
Thank you.
And then those winners of last week's Great British Bake Off, you know who you are. Message us via our website. I've already put next week's up. It will be interesting to see who enters next week. 1920s theme. I bet there won't be many entries. Especially about maybe for the Prohibition cake.
But that is it beignets?
Beignets.
Soufflés or something.
Yeah, I don't know. So anyhow, thank you for joining us. We're going to wave goodbye to you, and we will see you. What day is it? Monday at Karen Davies.
Oh yeah.
We'll see you then. Cheerio. Bye.